If you're a Texas homeowner and you're struggling to pick the right electric company, I'm going to make this 1,000 times easier for you right now. All right, step number one is you are going to go to powertochoose.org. If you don't want to put that in your search bar like pretty much anybody, throw it in Google. You're going to get a couple things because obviously everybody is trying to get you to use them, but it's right here. Power to Choose. It's got a little outlet. They may change it later. www.powertochoose.org. Do not click the other ones. You should already know by now. You typically don't want to click sponsored links because it's probably not what you were actually searching. All right, you've clicked that. Now it's going to give you the option to enter your zip code. I'm going to throw mine in. I already have, and I pulled it up. And we have a long list of rates. Right now, I have already adjusted. Here is my main recommendation. Make the contract length a minimum of 12 months. That's going to make it so that you don't have to go and change your electric company every couple of months. I believe they typically do a 3-month, a 9-month, a 12-month, and then it goes up from there. Plan 12 months is kind of the sweet spot, especially if this is your first time getting electric out here. So adjust it to 12 months. I've already done that. And then you're going to see this long list of things, of companies here, and it's going to give you a rate. I always sort by price per kilowatt hour at the 1,000 kilowatt hour rate. I have had a tiny duplex. I have had a 3,100 square foot house out here. And as long as you are somewhat reasonable with your electric, you're probably going to fall somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 kilowatt hours. If you are going above that, outside of the peak crazy hot summer months, there may be something wrong. I would definitely have your HVAC checked if you are seeing that consistently. From here, it's relatively simple. You're going to get a quick little summary of each of these. Frankly, unless it's something you actually care about, the amount of renewable really does not matter. What matters is this number here, and then you'll see the adjustment at 500 and 2,000 kilowatt hours. So I typically am going to look at the 1,000 kilowatt hours, and then my secondary, if they're the same, I'll look at 2,000 kilowatt hours. After that, it's really just picking what you actually want. Frankly, both of these are going to be the same. Unfortunately, most of the companies are going to be low rated. I'll tell you from experience, I have run short-term rentals, and I have had rental properties that I needed to get under electric short-term. I've probably used 20 different companies in the area, and I have not noticed a difference between any of them. So if you really want to dig in, the next piece is going to be going to these fact sheets. So we'll just look at this particular fact sheet here. It's going to talk about your base charge. Most companies do not have a base charge. That is simply what they charge you per month, even if you don't use electric at all. Usually where their costs are going to be will be this energy charge here. That is the actual company. And then there will always be an Encore delivery charge. That is going to be no matter what, because Encore is basically the governing body that actually provides electricity, and then all of these other companies deal with the customer facing piece of this. Encore also has a $4.23 per month charge, whether you use electricity or not. That is what you are going to pay, and all of that coming together is why you tend to see your price go down, your price per kilowatt hour go down as you spend more, simply because we have that little bit of a base charge there. The biggest thing that you're going to want to look at on this fact sheet is the termination fee. So there's always going to be a different type of termination fee. That last one, I noticed that they had a $300 flat one. This one is $20 per whole month remaining. You really shouldn't have to worry about the termination fees too much, but it is important to know. Now, another thing that is important to note is that if you move, they cannot charge the termination fees. Now, there will probably be some that will try. However, moving is a reason to break your contract on the majority of these companies. Obviously, I have not read through every single one's fact sheets, but 99% of them, simply because I haven't used maybe the other 1%, I have been able to, if I've gotten a tenant that came in, or if I was moving from my house or something like that, I was able to cancel the service early without having to pay those additional fees. All right. Now, one final thing that I need you to understand is fixed and variable rates. Now, a lot of times you can get a variable rate that is going to be cheaper. I would not risk it. That is probably where you started to hear a lot of the stories about people having $1,000 electric bills, because when we had the freeze in 2021, or sometimes when there is a greater draw on the grid, those variable rates get jacked up without any notice, and then people pay exorbitant fees on their electricity. It's almost like we're in California or something like that. So highly recommend keeping it at a fixed rate. Don't do the variable rate. Plan for 12 months or longer, and then search by 1,000 kilowatt hours with 2,000 as your secondary. I wouldn't worry too terribly much about the rating. It's a utility company. I am yet to see utility companies that people like. Yeah, there's a couple that are highly rated on here, but I would guess that they just probably do a little bit better job at getting reviews for their customers, or have maybe offered discounts in the past in order to get good reviews, something like that. Again, I've used almost 20 of these companies, and I really haven't felt a difference in customer service between any of them.